heavens are telling the earth how great you are. And we are responding to your love. The oceans are rising and falling at your word. And we are responding to your love. My God, how great you are. How great you are. My God, how great you are. serve a great and a powerful God this morning? Come on, how many know that you serve a God that's greater than anything that you're going through? He's greater than any disease or any sickness that you can face this morning. Over the past few years, I don't know about anybody else, but over the past few years, I've seen several significant miracles in this church and in my family that doctors can't explain, that psychologists can't explain. The only explanation is that we serve a great and a powerful God who has all healing power in his hand. Come on, we've been singing about the blood this morning. It said, by his stripes we are healed. Many of y'all know the story, but close to 5 years ago now, my dad, after a Sunday night service, he went home and it was just like any other Sunday night. And about 3 o'clock that morning, he woke up and tried to stumble his way to the bathroom with an excruciating headache, and he passed out on the floor. And my mom rushed him to the hospital, and we didn't know what was going on. And I remember getting woken up the next morning by my grandmother saying, "Honey, your dad's not doing good. He's in the hospital." And I didn't know the severity of it, so I jumped in my car and I rushed there, and I walk in and I see my dad, this big, strong man. He's been a strength to me all my life, and he's laying on a bed with a ventilator in his mouth. And a nurse came up to me and she said, "You know what the vent means, and you know how serious this is." And he was diagnosed with bacterial meningitis. I believe it's a 2 in 5 survival rate in that. 2 out of every 5 people survive it. It was a serious thing, and they said, "We'll give him 24 hours. We got to see what the next 24 hours hold." And this church began to pray. And after 24 hours, I remember going home and I just laid at his side of their bed, and I just began to pray, "God, you're the same healer that you were back then. The same God that raised Lazarus from the dead. The same God that raised a lame man. You're the same God today that you were back then." And I remember waking up that next morning and I got a phone call saying, "These 24 hours, we don't know what happened, but something changed and something turned around." I'm telling you, I don't care what the doctors say, whatever situation you came in here bearing today, God is able and He is willing to heal it if you just give it to Him today. That man right there, Brother Kevin McMillan, that's a living, breathing, walking miracle. He should be dead. He shouldn't even be here after what happened last year. And he is a living, walking miracle. My cousin Tyler last year was diagnosed with COVID-19, and he's a healthy young man. He's only 24 years old. He ended up in a hospital, and the doctors were saying it's serious. He had blood clots on his lungs. But this church and this body of believers began to pray, and the healing virtue of God began to move into that room, into that hospital room. He told me and he told his family, "I felt like this was the last room I would ever be in. I thought I was going to die in that room." But can I tell you, he's alive and he's healthy, and he's hosting a youth conference next week at their church for the very first time. I'm telling you, we serve a God. We serve a God that has all power and authority in His hands. If you came into this place with a need, I want to tell you, you need to declare to the world right now that He's still moving. He's still proving that He's a great and a mighty God. Why will you help me sing this?